Welcome to Fear Babes Podcast, a podcast made for Fear Fam members by Fear Fam members.
We would like to remind you that Fear Babes Podcast is not affiliated with the Project Fear crew in any way.
Everything we discuss on this podcast is strictly our own opinions.
My name is Madeline.
My name is Burgundy.
My name is Jamie.
And we are the Fear Babes. Hi guys, welcome back to Fear Babes Podcast.
Wait, did you guys hear that?
No.
Jamie, did you hear that?
What happened?
No. Madeline's back.
Oh! So, I am back. I took a 2-week hiatus.
Yep.
Not for... Excuse me.
Salty
You'd
about
think it was Weenie Wednesday.
No, it's not. But you know, I am a weenie because you guys made me weenie of the week twice.
Gee, I wonder why. It's like we had a reason or something to do that.
You know what? You're lame. You're lame. I was going to tell you all my adventures, but now I'm not going to. So.
Okay, that's fine.
Now my feelings are hurt.
You can't be a bitch and then and then say your feelings are hurt when we treat you the same way back.
First
You
of
get
all,
what you get, man. You get what you give.
I have feelings, and sometimes they go one way and then another. So fuck you.
Are you
It's like what we
bipolar?
say at school. We get what you get and you don't get upset.
Whatever that means.
When I was little, it was you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
But that doesn't rhyme good. So,
Okay.
Weens.
Weens.
Weenie Hut General.
So last week, Miss Madeline, if you couldn't tell already, by the hazing. What else did we do last week, Jay? We discussed Billy Creek Village. And we had bouillon.
Yeah, we acted like we were cracked out again, you know.
We acted a fool.
Are
My
you
brain's
surprised?
drawing a blank right now, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's okay, at least you have a brain.
If I only had a brain.
I don't have a brain either, so.
Only on Tuesdays.
Only on never.
Oh, okay.
Only on days ending with G.
Ending with G. What are we doing this week, Jay?
We are talking about Alex's actual location, which was Indiana State Sanatorium.
This week is an important week for us because this is our 10th episode.
Holy shit!
Can you believe it? 10 fucking episodes. What a milestone.
No way, because last time I remember we were only at 7. How are we already at 10?
Well, you skipped 2, that's how.
I know. I can only count to 10, so.
I prayed to God yesterday that I was counting incorrectly because I counted how many years I've been out of high school. And I was like, oh.
Jamie, I don't want to even hear it because next year's my
Fucking old.
10-year reunion.
Oh my god. Y'all are
Bitch,
having
I'm
a
right
reunion.
behind you.
I don't fucking know if we're having a reunion. That's just what you're supposed to do every 10 years. I haven't heard a word about it, though, so maybe not. Okay, well, I'm going to have to get off the call because I have to go to a funeral. So, enjoy, babes. Happy 10th episode to us, and I'll chat with you guys next week.
Okay, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you too, bye.
And just like that, there were two.
There were 2 again, but different. So anyway, how was your week, Jay?
My week was just dandy. I don't know what I did or where I was half the time, but it was great. I think I had a great time.
That's kind of me, for sure. I was kind of thrown for a loop this past week, but, you know, doing better now, doing good now. But we got home on Monday. We went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee for Sierra's bachelorette trip, and it was a lot of fun.
Woohoo.
We went to
Adorable.
the Tuckaleechee Caverns, which is in Townsend, Tennessee, I believe. And we go underground and we look at all these cool rock formations that are millions and millions of years old. That was cool.
You'll have to share the pictures. That was fucking amazing.
Heck yeah, I need to. I'll do that in like our promo tweet because I was acting like a true photographer. I was like taking pictures. I was stopping every 5 seconds trying to get good pictures. I was
you
like,
freaking nailed it.
thank you. Thank you. Who would have thought it would be me? But that was super cool. So if anybody is ever in Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, highly recommend the Tuckaleechee Caverns. Just prepare for a hike because, you know, we dressed comfortable because fortunately Sierra had been there before, but it was just one of those things where you were whipped by the end of it. It's like, whew, that was a lot. Going down into it isn't as bad as coming back up because there's like, I think she said like 100 something steps going upwards to get, because there's only one way in, one way out. So that was cool, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
But we came home on Monday, and I don't know what it is about coming home like during the week from a vacation, but it like threw me for a loop. So I've been kind of like sleeping with my eyes open kind of ordeal. That's what it feels like. It just feels like you're just 1 second you're at work on a Tuesday, and then the next second it's Friday afternoon. You're like, what the fuck? Like a whole bunch of dissociation. But you know, it is what it is. It was so fun.
It looked awesome.
Oh, I have got to tell you. I made a note of this because I was like, I need to tell you. Well, I was going to tell both of you guys. So it kind of sucks that I can't tell Burg. When we had gotten there on that Friday night, we got to Tennessee. Sierra is from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. So we drove up on Thursday night and stayed with her parents in their house in, you know, the Blue Ridge Mountains. And then we drove up to Tennessee on that Friday. So when we got there, we got ready, went out that Friday night and into Gatlinburg. And they have this place called Old Smoky Mountain Moonshine Distillery. I'm sure you've heard of that.
No,
the Old Smoky Mountain Moonshine. You've never heard of it?
No.
That's everywhere in like our liquor stores. It's Old Smoky Mountain Moonshine. They have all kinds of moonshine that you can think of, like all different flavors. And they have this cool thing that you can do where you pay only $5 and they do a tasting. And what you do is they give you like these communion sized cups and they'll let you try like X amount of flavors. At first I thought it was 5 or 6, but for some reason there was more than that. So we had like a little bartender, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to believe what this man's name was, but I highly, highly recommend if you could, for anybody that's listening, get this guy. His name was Pork Chop.
No.
No joke. No joke. I mean, like, obviously that was his nickname, but it was hilarious. He's like, "What's up, y'all? My name is Pork Chop, and we're about to get fucking lit."
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, they can cuss there, like, openly. Like, it was hilarious. He was making, like, crude jokes and stuff. It was so fun.
That's not even what I'm amazed at. I'm amazed at the confidence.
I know. Oh, he was confident. He was confident. So one of the girls in our party, it was actually Sierra's future sister-in-law. After we had finished doing the moonshine tasting, she walked away, and I think she was feeling it a little bit because moonshine is high in alcohol content.
Oh, yeah.
So even with just the communion-sized cups and you drank like 8 shots of it, yeah, you're going to feel something. And so she walked away from like the bar, and we were all like looking at moonshine and like debating if we're going to get a jar or two. And she looks at us and she goes, "Guys, Pork Chop is so fucking hot." And we're like, no. I could totally get why she was like, he's hot. It's a personality thing. Definitely. His personality was awesome. But he was like in his little overalls. They have to wear overalls. And it was just, I never once thought, man, that guy's hot. But she was like literally like, oh God, Pork Chop. Like that man right there. She's like, that's my man.
About church.
I'm like, I could definitely see with a dude named Pork Chop for sure. But anyway, so that it didn't end there. I'm going to tell you another story, just one more. And this is just from this Tennessee trip alone. I'm not really going to get into the one at the Outer Banks because we did 9 a.m. tequila shots. And if that doesn't tell you exactly how the weekend went, well, get out more, But anyway, we went out the following night on Saturday and the girls wanted to get tattoos. I did not get a tattoo. Me and Sierra were the only ones of the group to not get a tattoo because I didn't know what the fuck I would want. And I kind of want my first tattoo to be in remembrance of my grandma with my mom.
Yeah.
So I was like, not going to do that this time. But let me just tell you, all right, the guy that did the girl's tattoos. We were all like, damn, he's kind of cute.
Mm,
Definitely after you've had a couple drinks and you're in Tennessee and it's all that you see, for sure. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Mm-hmm.
so, well, first of all, his name was Chewy. Let's just get that out of the way.
What? Tennessee, you good?
That's what I'm
What is
saying.
going on?
I'm like, dog, what the fuck?
I'm calling 911. I'm calling the cops on you.
So we were talking to Chewy. We were there for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe. But after we left, we found out that he had an OnlyFans.
Oh.
And we were like, oh, this is interesting. And he did tell us that he had like 6 kids. And we were like curious. So one of the girls, I don't know if they ended up buying it or what they did, but they were like, we're going to investigate this shit. And I was like, oh my God. And they've like, we're thinking about messaging him and being like, can we get a discount on your OnlyFans? We just gave you like $400 for our tattoos. So yeah.
I love the world we live in. This is an experience.
It is. I mean, like every time I go on trips, there's always 1 or 2 people that you meet along the way. And it's just like, you remember them for a little while at least. Because it's like, what was in the water that weekend? You know?
Bro, his name was Chewy, okay? I'm pretty sure you're going to remember him for quite a while.
Chewy and pork chop.
Yeehaw.
Truly. Yeehaw.
Jeez Louise.
Pork chop had a good, nice, thick Southern accent too. And I was like, you know what? I could see this. I could see why Sierra's future sister-in-law would risk it all, you know? But
Biscuit
like...
the biscuit, you know? That's what they say.
Well, the biscuit, yeah,
For the
yo.
biscuit.
But anyway, so there's a little bit of a summary. I had to tell you about that.
Oh, that's phenomenal, yes.
And the viewers, because you guys are going to get a kick out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Chewy and pork chop. Nice.
Sweet baby Jesus.
It's been an entertaining couple of weeks. I will say I have fallen back in love with my state for a fact. After going from one side of the state to the other in the span of a week.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love this state. You know, it's one of those things where you're stuck where you're at and you're like, damn it. What I would give to just get up and just move away, far away from here. There's so many people. But then you go to like the coast or to the mountains and it's like so beautiful.
Yeah.
If I'm going to move anywhere, it's going to be to the beach out there, the Outer Banks area. It's so beautiful, so calm. They have wild horses.
Yeah.
It can't get any better than that.
You are correct. It sure couldn't.
It sure could not. I don't think I will ever do 2 trips back to back like that again.
No, that's tough.
Yeah.
Super tough.
I'm half alive right now. It's like, okay, the drinking, the bloat has finally gone away. Like, I'm just ready to just be home, you know? At least for a couple weeks. In like 3 weeks, I'm going to be going on my cruise. So
You crazy.
I'm living life, dog.
Trying at least.
Yeah, because when you don't have a lot of money, it's like, how the fuck?
We're trying to figure out some kind of day trip or whatever to just get to the beach one more time before it starts getting cold.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only way I could leave vacation, was to look at the ocean and say, I will be back.
No, I know what you mean. I love going on vacation. That's why I'm like, okay, I have to go on multiple vacations throughout the year. Otherwise, life will be miserable. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like, I just have to get away. I think everyone deserves, if they can afford it, to just get away, whether it's a day trip or not. How far do you live from the beach that you guys go to?
About 4 hours.
Okay, so yeah, that's about as far as it is for us to go to. Well, I will say Wilmington's closer. It's like 2.5 hours, but the beach that we used to frequent, Myrtle Beach, oh my God, don't go there during the summer, but we would do a quick little weekend trip just to get away for like a day or 2. But a day trip is so nice. And fortunately, you can do stuff like that because you live close enough to the beach.
Yeah.
It's not like you live like 8 hours away.
That would suck. That would really suck. I can't fathom that for some people, being so freaking far away.
Like Burg, she's landlocked.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
So, Alex's actual location, what were your overall thoughts?
Well, it just felt like there was so much stuff happening. It just kept, it was one thing after another. And I know that with editing, it may have not happened that way necessarily, but throughout the whole episode, it was just constant, like, evidence,
Oh, yeah.
just all these things that were going on. So with that, I feel like that was a pretty solid episode. It definitely kept me on the edge of my seat the whole entire time. Like, what's going to happen next?
Oh, yeah.
It was a good one. What was your thoughts?
I thought that the fact that they were able to stay in one spot in that entire place and lose track of time because things were just happening, that's freaking insane. It literally didn't stop.
Did not stop. And like the way, and again, this could be because of editing, but it was just how things were coming through so quickly at some points in the episode where I was like, holy shit, that's intense and kind of unbelievable, honestly. Because like, it's like, oh, that's spooky.
I was so excited when they were like, you want to do Estes method? I was like, yeah, dog. Please?
I love the Estes method. It's so cool.
Freaking awesome. Like, having actually done that and like knowing it's a very overwhelming situation to be in, like being on the other side of it, listening to things talking to you, and you're just like, oh shit, those were words.
Those were words.
Talking to me. Like, when I did it, like, it was saying like my sister's name.
Oh,
I'm like, that's not on the radio, dog.
no, I don't know. I want to do something like that so bad. The last time that we were all together, it was like our first time doing anything like going to a haunted location, but that's because the Paracon was there.
Yeah.
I would totally love if we could just one day somehow obtain certain equipment and go into haunted locations. That would be so cool to me. I know you may be iffy on it right now because of everything that's going on at home, but at the same time, it's like, it's just so fascinating. But I could definitely see how it's draining because after Pinehurst, it was like, I don't know, man. You know?
I literally have to record the podcast in my car because if I don't, it's absolutely batshit. I told Burgundy when you left the call earlier, I was woken up the other night by screaming in my ear.
Oh my God, I hate that.
Screaming. Are you fucking kidding me? I was so pissed.
That's terrifying, though. I've had that happen, but not screaming at me, but just like, I know that in our first episode of the podcast, which was 9 episodes ago, which is crazy.
Holy moly.
But in our first episode, I was talking about how, like, I will hear things talking in my sleep, saying my name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bro, I know that that's not my dreams. You know what I mean? Like, that's really happening. And it only happens in my twilight sleep, which reminds me, I was talking to my mom about potentially being a guest on our podcast and telling us about her experiences because the whole twilight sleep thing, she sees and experiences so much. And I would just love for people to just hear her stories because she's just, you know, an average person like you and I, and she doesn't talk about stuff like that.
She's far from average, actually.
She's far from average. She's a bad bitch.
She's a hot mom.
She actually is.
Yeah, I didn't say for no reason. Shit.
She's a hot mama.
She's a hot mama. Say that, Mom. You're a hot mama.
I'm definitely going to tell her that. That's going to boost her ego. She's going to be like, fuck yeah, I'm a hot mama.
She best know it. Shit.
Shit, bitch. You're fucking hot as hell.
There's only one way someone could make a daughter that looks like you.
Oh!
To be hot as shit.
Oh!
That's what I'm
Shit!
saying. Yeah.
Shit! Anyway, back to topic. I have to stop getting all like flustered and nervous every time stuff like this happens to us.
Don't be nervous. Starts with an R, ends with an E. You know who you are, bitch. I love you.
Hell yeah! We love you, bitch.
Hell yeah! This would be one of those moments that the mailman walks by again.
Oh man, I heard about that and I was like, you know what? Fuck you, mailman. Maybe you shouldn't listen to what I'm saying, bitch.
All right, Jay, who's the weenie of the week? Makes eye contact with the mailman. Again.
It's like, that motherfucker right there that I'm looking at. And then he would just run away. That would be hilarious.
After what he saw and what he heard, I'd run away too.
The trauma.
In his nightmares, actually, have that effect on people.
Same.
Don't fuck with me, mailman.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you just said. Hell yeah.
I agree.
It was the silence for a second. It was like, okay, yes. It took me a second to absorb that, but hell yeah.
I mean, I do have to tell people sometimes if I am in a conversation with you and you say something and I say, what? But immediately know what you said, I'm just processing.
I do
I
that
lagged
too.
a little bit. And that's what happened. Probably not because my brain was lagging, but it was a lot of overstimulation at once.
Yeah, I felt that.
Holy shit.
Okay, so, Jay, what was your favorite moment?
My actual favorite moment, I'm not going to take because I know that this is going to be your favorite moment.
Oh, really? Really? I'm interested to see. Wait. I think I know what it is.
Would you like to go first?
I don't know. Because, okay, I already wrote my fave moment, but I was definitely, if it's the moment that I'm thinking of, I was going to say it in honorable mentions. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say.
All right, let's merge our favorite moments and honorable mentions, all right?
Okay.
My favorite moment was during the Estes method when Alex saw somebody in the room behind Dakota, and then Chelsea saw it, and instead of anybody doing anything, they were like, Dakota, it's behind you! It's behind you! Get out of there!
That actually wasn't going to be my favorite moment, but that was definitely going to be an honorable mention.
I thought it would be your favorite moment because Dakota wiped the heck out.
I had it right here. Hold on. They saw a flashing light and Dakota fell on the ground trying to get away.
Because they're like, yeah, get out of there! It's like, oh my god. Imagine. You can't see, you can't hear anything. You hear screaming from, like, over that loud shit. And they're like, get out of there! It's behind you! That poor fucking guy.
He was just like, what? And then he just, like, runs and, like, couldn't even get his footing and just, like, fell over. It was kind of comical. I mean, I totally understand, but it's replaying in my head. You know what I mean?
It was very funny, but at the same time, it disqualified Dakota for being the weenie of the week.
It did. He didn't deserve that.
Good job, Dakota. You gained mercy this week. Great job.
My actual favorite moment was another funny moment. It was before they started the investigation. And Alex goes, do you guys want to start at the residential building? And then Tanner said, do we have a choice? And Alex goes, wait, no, let me rephrase that. I cracked up because it like panned over to Chelsea and her eyes were just like so wide. And I thought it was funny. She had like PTSD from last week. She's like, please don't tell me I'm going to have to go in by myself. Please. I've done my duty. I've done my job.
It's called Hero's Duty, Chelsea Layden.
Duty. It's duty.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so it didn't actually end up being the same thing, but it's really funny. There was another thing that I was going to say, but I'm going to save it for honorable mentions. Okay.
What was your favorite evidence?
Favorite evidence was probably doing, what's it called? What is that? Not the Ovilus, the new one.
The PS device.
PS device. I have such a hard time remembering the names of the new things.
I know.
But like just that whole part where they told them lights out. Just like, you gotta be shitting me. And then they did, which was great. I would have been all for that. But at the same time, there's things banging around where you came from in the hallway directly in front of where Tanner is sitting. I just thought like that had to be the most uncomfortable moment.
Oh, hella. Definitely.
Like just sitting there knowing that something's like charging you.
Yeah, that's scary.
I don't know how he sat there. Joe got a real kick out of the fact, though, that Alex is like, oh, my battery died. And Dakota's like, here, I have one for you. And just like pulled it out of his pocket. Just like, he's ready. He's fucking ready to go.
He's fucking ready. He's like, I got you, man. I got you.
It's like,
Whip it out. Whip it out.
Oh, man. Flashback.
Yeah, that was kind of a traumatizing experience, not gonna lie.
Trauma. That was horrific. Fucking disgusting. First things first. If somebody needs to be dropped, I got it. I may look like I weigh like 10 pounds soaking wet, but I could drop a fucking man if I have to.
Okay, facts.
Get out of here, bitch. I can handle myself. Drop Joe all the time. Don't tell him I said that because he'll be really embarrassed. But like,
no, but like actually, it's true.
Sometimes like my brute force just kicks in, and you know. But at the same time, we know that if anybody's gonna come to the rescue, BDT.
BDT.
Shut up, BDT. You know who you is.
100%.
Good job protecting everyone, everywhere, and doing all the good things and being the best.
Literally, Tanner, definitely BDT, for sure.
Literally. I was thinking last night, as everybody's like, get out of there, run away. Tanner's like, where was it? Where was it? I'm like, yeah. He's going into protection mode again.
That checks out for sure.
You're just really good at what you do, Tana.
He the shit.
Great job. You are the shit. You the bee's knees.
You the bee's knees.
What was your favorite evidence?
So, do you remember when they were all using the spirit box? It was just Chelsea, Alex, and Tanner. Dakota was still outside at the time. And Alex asks, "Where are you right now?" And then something comes through on the spirit box saying downstairs. And then you flash forward a few minutes to Dakota sitting outside with a thermal camera. And then he gets a cold signature on the floor directly below them. I mean, it was just back to back, just like that. Like, that couldn't have been any more perfect evidence wise. You know what I mean? Like, for something to come through on the spirit box and then to have proof of the something on the floor underneath it after it had said downstairs. Like, what? That's crazy. So, yeah, that took the cake for me for favorite evidence. So now let's move on to the honorable mentions. I want to tell you about what I was talking about earlier, where they were pulling up to ISS and Dakota goes, "Holy crap, it's so big." And I just want to say, that's what she said.
That's what Joe said too. And I was like, who are they? Nobody said that? Are you kidding?
I know! I'm like, how do they not say that? Like,
Yeah. What
the fuck? Oh, and last week I was listening to the podcast. I think it was last week. Yeah, it had to have been last week. And Tanner was playing basketball, which I've never seen a dude suck at basketball so hard. I kind of wonder if they just edited that to make it seem like he sucked or if he actually sucks. Somebody let us know for sure from the crew. Please let us know. Please tell us if Tanner just actually sucks at basketball. But I was sitting there thinking to myself, I agree with you. I could totally get some fucking 3-pointers going and just going at it. Like, I'm good at shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I am good at the baskets.
Buckets, bitch.
We in this, motherfucker. Do you have any honorable mentions?
Honorable mention is just great pick, Al.
Great pick, Al.
Great freaking pick. That was just, it was jam-packed and I had a really great time watching it.
It was so awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was so fucking awesome. There was other moments too that I have that I'm just gonna go through my notes. I know that you wing it, but I take notes like a nerd. I'm a nerd. When they were doing the Estes method, flashback to that, I got cold chills literally when it said help getting out. And then it also found me a little while later. That was really scary too. And the PS device, which you know that I love the PS device. But when the words need, people, sadness, and company came through, I was like, man, that made me sad. Like,
yeah,
here I am. I'm crying at like 11 p.m. on a Friday night. Watching.
But you could tell from that it switched to a different entity.
Yeah, 100%. You could tell. For sure.
Yeah.
It was so sad.
Very.
The last thing that I will say is when they were all in the tunnels and Chelsea said, "Why should we get out of here?" And it said wicked and aggression on the PS device. And then Alex's camera died. And then it said evil. So like, that was scary. That was very spooky. Those are our honorable mentions for this week. There was a lot of good stuff. We could just keep going on and on and on, but I had to say those.
I would just like to say really quickly, if anyone from the crew listens to this, I'm so freaking proud of you guys. Like, just from the beginning of starting Project Fear to now, you have all grown so much, and you've come into yourselves so much that, like, you just keep getting better, and it's fucking awesome to watch. I love it. You guys are doing amazing.
Literally, it's like every episode tops the last, and it has been that way since season 1 of Destination Fear. Like, it's just like every episode outdoes the last one, and like season outdoes the last season. It's like it gets better. Mm-hmm. They're becoming better investigators, better explorers. They're better at what they're doing, and it's so awesome to see it for sure. I just want to say too that Connor and Dak are doing such an amazing job editing. Holy shit. I know that they put so much work into it. I know that they all put so much work into it, but just to know that Connor and Dak are just editing, spending time away from their families, spending time away from friends, getting these episodes to us, getting them pushed out every Friday. working so hard. And it's just, I cannot express my gratitude. We appreciate you guys. So thank you.
Hello, Suzie! We're so happy to have you today.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
For being with us and putting up with our shit. I feel like we say that every week, but we're just like so apologetic for how absolutely batshit crazy we are.
And it's okay. I need some craziness on my Saturday morning. I have a 10-year-old son. Come on.
That's fair. That is fair.
I love it. Yeah, we're so happy to have you, Suzie. Like, we wanted you to win so bad.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that DM and I was like, oh, hell yeah. We're getting Suzie on the pod.
Me.
And mind you, that's actually how she said it too.
Yeah, literally. Like,
That
no
voice,
joke.
everything about it.
We have a couple of questions for you, Suzie. Our very first question is, how did you get into Destination Fear, now Project Fear?
Rinse and repeat the same answer as everyone. So basically, with me, I actually got into paranormal with ghost hunters. So watched them a ton, loved it. Started watching Ghost Adventures. Saw Dakota on there when he announced that he was leaving for a individual project. Kind of kept tabs on him. And then the second I saw he announced Destination Fear, I was like, heck yeah, this is what I'm going to watch. So I've been OG fan since day one.
I love it. And it's so funny, like, all of us are like, we have the same story, but I just feel like that's exactly just, it's authentic. It's just how it happened. Like,
we're all like, we have the same story, but fuck you, Kevin Spacey.
I say he who should not be named, just like Voldemort. It's like, don't name his name.
That was perfect, Doc.
I also had my Apple pen, and I used it as a wand.
I wish I could have seen that in real time.
Faye's podcast, now recorded on YouTube. You can see our stupid faces when we talk. Just so you know when I do the Voldemort.
The Voldemort. Oh my god!
Yes, he totally has those vibes.
He does.
That dang Kevin Spacey.
Definitely. He does. I don't know, man. My opinions.
I changed my mind, Madeline. Weenie of the week is Kevin Spacey.
They go perfect.
Suck it.
Suck it. It's funny because, like, we all started out as hardcore fans of his. And, I definitely looked up to him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For years. I religiously watched Ghost Adventures. And then, you find out the truth and it hurts a lot. So.
Yeah, definitely. And I love their dynamic in the beginning.
Yeah.
And to this day, I still love Aaron. Like, I think he's a big old goofball. But yeah, I mean, just the over theatrics on the show kind of even started turning me off before like some of the stuff started coming out, the stories about him. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what, I don't know when exactly it happened for me, but I just remember like me and my mom, we watched it religiously, like every single Saturday night. And we made a point to do it, like just kind of like how I do for Destination Fear, Project Fear. That's how it was. I think after I started getting into Destination Fear, then I was just kind of like, I'm seeing how raw and real their show was. And I was like, Ghost Adventures has lost its authenticity. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to bash the show because even though I'm not the biggest fan of him anymore and I'm now blocked, I didn't even do anything. I didn't even tweet him. Somehow he found me and he blocked me. So
yeah, I was on a tweet thread, so like I didn't directly at him either, but yeah, I got blocked.
I think that it's fascinating how it just seems kind of obsessive, and I have seen people who are no longer fans of Project Fear say things about Dakota's character, and I'm just like, guys, I don't understand this whole, I mean, obviously I took a side because like I'm on Dakota's side because I met him in person and he's just a genuine soul. I feel like he wouldn't hurt a fly. I mean, he would hurt a spider. He would kill a spider for sure. But
Thick and ween.
Maybe a bat. He has some issues with bats and birds too.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Probably.
definitely.
Who
yeah.
doesn't? Am I right? Fuck.
He didn't get his revenge on the toilet, so there's that.
Oh man, I felt for him in that moment for sure.
I honestly, when that happened, when he tripped on the toilet, and it was like months later and people were still talking about it, and his responses were so like, yeah, I did that. I was like, oh man, like, can somebody please let this go? This poor guy.
Yeah, he's just so funny about like stuff like that. Dude, I can't even imagine how many bugs are in there.
You'd think that they'd be better about bugs, considering that they explore abandoned locations for livings.
I know. That's what I always think about when they're like on the floor for their overnight.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
I'm like, how many spiders are crawling on there?
Like last night when they were sitting, I mean, they were kind of not sitting directly on the ground, except for Tanner, but the others were kind of just sitting on their legs a little. All I could think about was a spider. Literally, I saw a spider in my bathroom last night and I was crying because my brother wouldn't kill it for me. I sent a video of me trying to kill this spider and I just couldn't do it. Like I was genuinely crying. And I was like, afterwards, I was like, I'm kind of embarrassed because like that was kind of embarrassing. It's just, they're so scary and like they crawl so fast. It gives me the ick.
I'm not a big fan of spiders either, so.
They're just so ugly. Like, bye. Just leave.
He had family. He
Yeah.
had a life.
They're probably all dead at this point.
Yeah, because there was no one to provide for them now.
Oh my god.
Who's gonna make that spider money, huh? Mama can't work those poles.
Oh my god.
She had too many babies.
It's just Steven swinging. Oh god.
Stevina.
Davina. And he's just swinging on the pole. Oh god. That was a whole thing. I'm ready to retire it.
I have been ready to retire it since we got home and it was still going, and everybody's just kind of like, hey, we're hearing it, but we don't really care anymore.
I'm like, guys, I don't care. Like, the spider is dead. I'm glad it's dead. It deserved its end. Move on.
You're terrible.
I am. You're right. You're right.
I'm the kind of person that literally, last time I saw a spider in my house, I trapped it in a cup and brought it outside.
What a weirdo.
You're a murderer. Anywho, so what was your favorite moment of the episode?
I liked where Dakota, when everybody else went into the building and Dakota stayed outside and he was using the thermal and like he kept hearing all the like talking and the twig snapping and stuff like that. That was like really interesting to see the audio that he was getting and then like him being able to use the thermal to show that there was nothing out there making that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was so cool. And I'm surprised I didn't write that down in my notes, but I did have that thought where I was like, you're hearing things and you're not catching anything on a thermal. So like, that's what made it even more creepy because it's like, there's nothing there. Nothing, not even an animal. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, and he's so vulnerable out there, being out in the dark, woods all around him. Like, that would freak me out, not being able to see like that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you don't know what the hell's out there.
No, you don't. I'm more scared of real physical human beings that are alive and real animals. Thank goodness it wasn't that situation. So in a way, it's kind of a relief that it was a spirit, at least from what we think it is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, what was your favorite evidence from the episode?
I really like this whole Estes method that they're using now. I first saw it on Kindred Spirits. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. So yeah, I like anytime they use that to get evidence because I mean, I've never done it myself, but I mean, it seems like it's the best way to get unbiased responses, and seeing if you can get responses from the spirits that correlate with that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And Jamie has done the Estes method before.
It's fun. I don't know if other people who have done it would be as enthusiastic as I am about it, but I loved it.
And it was cool because like they were asking the questions, you know, why are you here? What's keeping you here? And like when it said like I'm cold and I'm like help me get out, I was like, man, these poor spirits are trapped in these places, and this is probably all they've known. And I don't know, just trying to, I guess, help them move on or try to have their unfinished business resolved. I think that's pretty cool.
It's really sad too. From the stories that were in the packet read, I can only imagine the heaviness that they were feeling in that place. And,
yeah,
getting some of the responses that they did from the spirits, it makes me so sad.
Yeah.
It's just, how do you help,
You don't. When you're going to places like that, I would imagine that they have to sign like waivers or something like that. These are like attractions, People make money off of this shit.
Which is worse.
Yeah. So I can't imagine that you could just go in and be like, hey, yeah, I'll help you. It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it gives you the ick. So, next thing. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask us?
Of course. Are you sure you want it? Just kidding.
Yeah, throw it at us.
So other than Project Fear and the crew, do you guys like any other paranormal shows or any other paranormal investigators that you find intriguing and genuine?
Yes. So I started out watching all this stuff when like Ghost Hunters was around. I was a fan of them. Basically any show on Travel Channel, like Amy and Adam for Kindred Spirits. I think they're great.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically absolutely freaking adore Amy Allen and Steve DeShabi. I don't know what it is about them. Well, actually I do. Amy is just the cutest freaking thing on the planet. She just takes the shit, man. I think she's a really great person. And I love seeing her going out and helping people. And I hope she's doing well. I don't think she's doing that show anymore. Because I just saw a promo for Steve and Cindy Kaza.
Oh, yeah.
Who also is absolutely phenomenal. Love her to death. But like basically any of the paranormal shows on there, I think they all had their own special thing that they brought to the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Really cool group on there.
For me, definitely the Ghost Brothers. Their show is just so funny how they just it's just comedy straight through. But the evidence that they get, I mean, you can tell that it's real. There may be a little bit of acting in it, for sure to keep it entertaining. But I do still think what they get is raw and real, and they keep it funny. They kind of have the same sort of energy, just in a different way as Destination Fear, Project Fear, but I definitely enjoy watching them. But prior, I mean, like I said, it was Ghost Adventures solely. I never really got into Ghost Hunters. Jamie's probably gonna be like, what the fuck? But I never got into Kindred Spirits or anything like that. It just wasn't my thing. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I didn't really watch anything else. I'm kind of lame.
Freaking lame.
All right, and my second question is, and could be paranormal related or just what you guys want to do in your grown-up life. Is there any locations or places that around the world that you would want to travel to that's on your bucket list?
Well, I touched on this a couple episodes ago, but I definitely am so intrigued by the Tower of London and Dracula's castle in Transylvania. That is so interesting to me. All of that, it's just the history of it. And watching all the documentaries that I have on both of those locations, it's even if it's not to investigate the paranormal, I would love to just visit and just take in all the energy because of all the centuries that those walls have withstood. You know what I mean? All the people from different eras of hundreds of years have walked through those halls, and I would love to go to anywhere. Obviously the United States, we have very interesting locations, obviously, because that's what Project Fear primarily does, but anywhere that isn't in the United States that has a rich history, I would love to go. I would love it because it's just my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie?
I've touched on it before in previous episodes of the podcast. I had two specific places watching on TV that just kind of touched my heart. One of them being Trans-Allegheny, which coincidentally I am awfully close to, and Rolling Hills Asylum. Those are two very big ones on my bucket list. Joe and I were trying to plan a trip for next year, and I saw the Queen Mary, and I was like, shit.
Oh, yeah.
California. That's one that I think is absolutely fucking fascinating as well. There's a couple of them, but like that's like the gist, like the biggest ones on my list.
Yeah, when you were talking about the Queen Mary, I was like, oh, there's some ships, for sure. I don't know about the like military ships like the USS North Carolina and stuff like that, or the USS Yorktown and Charleston. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to, but they have like those haunted tours all the time. But I love going to the old American cities, like on the East Coast and a little bit below. Like I would love to go to New Orleans. I've heard crazy stories about New Orleans with the paranormal.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. What about you, Suzie? I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Where's somewhere you would like to go?
Well, so paranormal wise, I think my ultimate bucket list place to go to is Waverly Hills. That's just iconic. I want to go there. The only place that I've been to really paranormal is the Stanley Hotel.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been there. We did the tour around there. But then, like, just overall bucket list, I'm half Scottish Irish, so I really want to go to Scotland. And I bet you there's some interesting castles, buildings there that I'll have some paranormal, crazy stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Super freaking cool.
Scotland would be so cool. Like, no joke.
Yeah, just seeing all the history there and, like, all the historical locations, it would be so amazing to do that.
Oh, yeah. Time to look up Scottish locations.
Time to look up flights.
Come on, Dakota, you gotta go back there.
Right? So, I guess we're going to wrap this up. I just wanted to thank you so much, Suzie, for coming on the podcast. I'm so glad we got to finally talk to you.
I know. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
I'm so glad you had fun. We're McGoofy Stupids.
McGoofy Stupid.
I love it. And you guys make me laugh every time. Like, you're my ritual for Monday, Tuesday when I'm working and I'm like, okay, I got to get back in the work rate. You guys are my favorite things to listen to.
I love that
That's
so much.
awesome. Thank you so much.
That just made my whole entire day.
Literally.
Thank you for saying that.
My heart is warm.
My heart is warm. I feel all warm and toasty inside.
I heart your faces.
We heart your face.
We heart your face.
Oh,
I'm gonna cry.
You're so precious. Now go give your puppy a kissy for me.
and
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I heard Mom in the background.
I thought I heard that too.
Oh, he's at the door. He's like, Mommy.
Oh
Go
my
take care
god.
of that babe.
All right, ladies, you have a good Saturday.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
So next week we are going to have Lisa on the podcast. I'm so excited to get to talk to Lisa. I was so happy when she won. We're happy when all of you guys win. I mean, it's just so fun to get to talk to you guys.
It really is.
It's amazing. Like, I love it.
First of all, the fact that you guys even want to come on here in the first place is just absolutely freaking delightful for us.
Right?
Let alone you being as excited as we are to like get to talk, like actually talk instead of just like typing back and forth to each other.
Yes.
It's so freaking exciting, man.
And being so dedicated to us too, to like take notes on our podcast for our contest question. Like, what? Like,
What did we do to deserve this?
it's amazing. And we have some things coming up in the next couple weeks. So we will not be doing a contest this coming Monday. We still have some things that we need to discuss, but as far as I'm concerned, this coming Monday we will not be doing a contest. So save the notes. You guys can take a break this week. And we are so excited for the things that we have coming for you guys. Oh my God.
We've been working very hard.
We've been looking so hard. Like,
I'm so
wow,
excited for you to see what we've dude.
I
We've
cannot.
dude. Yep.
We do.
Those were words. I've been sitting in a hot car for 2 hours.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's starting to get to me.
with that. We need to just wrap it up, don't we? At
I
least Tim.
need to go home.
I need to go home. Thank you.
Sandy cheeks.
Oh yeah, Jay, weenie of the week.
Weenie of the week. I don't even know who to give Weenie of the week to this week.
Da, na, 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 na. There's really no solid weenie this week.
There isn't. Usually there is.
Usually there is.
Yeah.
I want to say Alex, but that's too obvious.
And I mean, he kind of nailed it with the location. So I mean, in a way, yeah. I mean, he was also the Weenie of the week last week.
You know what? He's definitely the weenie of the week still because he is Alex and he be doing things that make us be like, what the fuck is wrong with him? You know?
Yeah. I fought for you, Alex. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Alex, you're the weenie of the week, and Fia Babe's weenie is definitely Burg because fuck you, Burg.
I mean, I'm gonna call myself the Weenie of the week because you know what? You finally came back. You were nervous as shit, and Boogie had to go to a freaking funeral. So I think that if anybody's gonna be the weenie this week, it's gonna be me.
You know, yeah. Let's just make you the weenie of the week.
Yeah, fuck it anyway.
I love Burg.
I'll take the hit.
But also, fuck you, Burg.
Fuck you, Burg. Fuck you, Mads.
Fuck you, Jay.
Can't fucking believe it.
Damn. Okay, babes. Next week, it's the finale. Holy shit.
Wow.
It's like I blinked and it's all over. Oh.
For now.
But you know, it's a little bit sad. Fia Babes will still keep going. We're gonna take a little break at some point, but we will announce that. But in the meantime, we're still on for next week, so we will see you next week.
See you next week, bitches.
Bye, babes.
Bye, babes. We love you. Yeah.
We love you. That was my Elvis Presley impression. Did you like it?
It was fantastic, actually.
Oh my God.
I loved it.
I love Elvis. Elvis, let me be. Keep that pelvis far from me.
All right, I think it's time to cut.